You're in the shower or lying in bed at 2 a.m. with nothing else going on. And out of nowhere, your brain hands it to you, the perfect thing you should have said 3 years ago, in an argument that's long over to a person you may not even talk to anymore. It's flawless. It's exactly what would have shut the whole thing down. And it arrives at the single most useless moment possible, when there's absolutely nothing you can do with it. The French have a name for this. They call it l'esprit de l'escalier, staircase wit. The wit you find on the stairs, on your way out, right after the moment you needed it, has already closed. Almost everyone has one of these moments they can still pull up on command. Not because you're dwelling on purpose, it just surfaces. Uninvited. Usually years later, usually at 2 a.m. So why does your brain do this? Why keep reopening a case that's already closed? Here's the part that explains it. Your brain didn't evolve to know the difference between a social wound and a physical one. For most of human history, being humiliated in front of your group wasn't just embarrassing, it was dangerous. Your survival depended on your standing in a small tribe, getting outmaneuvered in an argument, losing face, being laughed at. These were real threats to your access to food, protection, and mates. So your brain built a system to make sure it never happened the same way twice. That system is called rumination, and its entire job is to replay, not to punish you, to train you. Every time it reruns the tape, it's running a kind of rehearsal, searching for the exit you missed, the line that would have worked, the version of you that wins. There's also a second mechanism working against you here, and it's called the Zeigarnik Effect. Psychologists discovered that unfinished tasks stick in memory far more persistently than finished ones. An interrupted conversation, an argument that ended badly, a moment where you didn't get to say what you meant, your brain files these as open loops, unresolved. And an open loop doesn't get archived, it gets flagged for review. Again and again. The problem is your modern brain applies this ancient tool to situations it was never designed for. That coworker who cut you off in a meeting 2 years ago isn't a saber-toothed tiger. There is no tribe deciding your fate based on how that exchange ended, but the circuitry doesn't know that. It just knows. Unresolved, socially significant, replay it. This is also why the comeback itself feels so satisfying when it finally shows up, even though it's useless. Your brain isn't rewarding you for winning the argument. It's rewarding you for closing the loop, for finally generating the ending it was searching for. The relief you feel isn't about the other person at all. It's your own nervous system finally getting to file the memory away. So the next time an old argument replays itself uninvited at the worst possible time for the 10th time, that's not a sign that something's wrong with you. It's not proof you're still hung up on it in the way you think. It's a very old, very literal-minded part of your brain, still trying to finish something it flagged as important long after the world already moved on without it.